Good afternoon, traders. This is episode 35 for the market analysis by Trade Education. So today is the 15th of November. The current time is 4:16 p.m. IST. And before I share today's analysis, just let me go through the quick disclaimer that trading involves substantial risk and is not suitable for everyone. Also, the information which I'm sharing is for educational purposes only and cannot be used for any trade related activity. So with that, let me just quickly jump to my screen and let's see how the auction developed today. So let me just quickly jump to the daily chart and I'll share, what was my thought process and what I was, going through. So my thought process was yesterday we had a sort of a continuation on the downside, but when this continuation to the downside happened, there were some references, which I was seeing that it might get tagged today, and the entire confirmation will be where the open is today. So yesterday we had a very bullish close, and today if we have a bullish open, then this weaker references will be getting tagged. And what were those weaker references? So let me just quickly go to the market profile chart and I'll show you what were the references. So let me just maximize it so that you're able to see those references. Just a second. Okay. So if you're able to see the chart, some of the references are, so first is this PPOC, or we can say our PPOC. Uh, you know uh, Basically this was a level, so this is the reference which I'm sharing, our PPOC. So this was a weak reference. Also, I shared in a couple of videos that this high and this high are pretty close by. And overall, if you see, the inventory it was going into one direction. And today, so yesterday we had a bullish close. We had a bullish close, and today it was more like a open equal to low type of scenario, or low type of a, I would say, setup which was being played. So open equal to low, and we are seeing buyers stepping in right from the low or right from the open, and so a sort of bullish buying, or bullish opening was seen. Clearing the PPOC level, the R PPOC level, clearing this high and clearing this high. There was also one more reference level in which I was keeping a close eye, is at this prominent point of control from the 8th of November. Okay. So what happened is, A period, when A period started, it sort of saw rejection at the, okay, let me redraw this again. I'm very bad with my mouse. Let me go to this and use the line tool. Yeah. So this is what happened. So this is today's open. Okay, let me delete all this. So this is today's open. Okay, and what happened is it cleared the R PPOC, or the PPOC level, and buyers started stepping in, and then it saw a sort of rejection at the yesterday's, or day before yesterday's high, that is the 13th of November high. Okay, so sellers started stepping in here at this level. Okay, then a B period was an inside bar, followed by C period. Okay, so when the C period started, what happened is, so this high was a weaker reference, because there is one more level, where the sellers will be present. That is 11,970 levels, which I had an anticipation that it would get clear, and also we will be seeing a clarity in the PPOC level. The reason why I'm telling this high, or A period high, is a weaker reference is because it was exactly at a level, sellers started stepping in, and when we were seeing an exactness in the market, or so this is nothing but market generated information. Whenever seeing market generated information, wherein sellers are entering at exact levels, buyers are entering at exact levels, or whenever we are seeing any exactness, so that should give you a hint, or it should give you an indication that that is a sign of weaker players. So smart money or big money, they don't look for exactness. They just so they are long-term players. They don't make big money in the intraday. Some people they might do, but whoever I know, they are more into positional, and they do a lot of option writing, and so there are actually people at a very different level, which we can reach at that level, but only only when we practice a lot, only when we are able to understand the market generated information. So what the market generated information was telling me is that this high A period high is a weaker reference. So the higher the odds that will be clearing the prominent point of control of the 8th of November. So that is what my plan was, and that is what my trade location was. So today I had just one trade. Today I just made a one trade, and that was a short trade at this peacock level. So once it cleared, and once the auction again started coming back, so somewhere around, so I sold 12,000 CE. So I just sold one lot of 12,000 CE. So I did option writing, and my actually target was to reach today's low. But what happened is once the stop hunting activity happened, then the auction was just developing sideways. It was just balancing. So when a lot of time is being spent, and also where you are seeing a lot of time is being spent, it is spent around the highs, okay, and this high and this high. So this giving me an indication that whatever the buyers are trying, so buyers are actually strong, sellers are weak, and whatever the sellers are trying, or it's more of absorption of supply. They are all, whatever the supply is coming in, the buyers are just absorbing the overall supply. So whenever this sort of sideways movement was developing, it was happening. So then I exited around this level at 11,950 levels. So around 50 points is of premium writing, or theta, or that. So that is what I was able to capture in the from the intraday levels. So I made about 3% today, and I'm pretty happy. So there was one more good trade location which I would like to share is, so once this PPOC reference level, it got tagged here. This is again where you could have entered the shorts targeting the lows, but it again it did not achieve, but still it made a very good, it was a good move. So that was another trade location, which from the shorter side. So what I'm expecting to happen in the Nifty for the coming Monday, for the Monday session. So some of the reference levels, which I'll be carrying forward are today's high. So let me just mark them. Today's close. So if we see today's close is a sort of a bearish close, it is below the developing point of control, and today's low. So these are the references which I'll be taking forward for monitoring the Monday's auction. And what I'm seeing is the auction started to come within this too high. So right now overall profile looks more sort of a balanced profile. We have a small excess here, and we have a small excess at this level. So what I'm seeing is what's happening at this HVN level, and there is also a prominent or a point of control here. Okay, so there is an HVN level and there is a point of control. So what's going to happen is, the entire scenario is how the open is going to happen on Monday. So if we are opening within today's range, then what we'll be seeing is at this HVN level, the sellers would be stepping in and they will try to take the auction lower at this particular HVN level. Once this anomalies get cleared, so somewhere at this point of control or somewhere here, buyers will again start stepping in, and they will try to take the auction higher. So that is what the scenario I'm expecting. Moreover, there is this excess and there is this excess. So there is a single print here, and there is a single print. There is also weaker reference here. So the higher the odds that this references or this two levels will be taken care, and the entire ball game is is in the is where the what happens, or how the auction develops at this particular HVM. So that is what I'm looking forward for the Monday's auction. Now let me quickly jump to the Bank Nifty chart. And what's happening in Bank Nifty is so the weaker references, it got tagged, and then buyers started stepping in. It was more of a, so it was in a balanced state, and it was a look below the balance and fail. So yesterday's close was bullish. Also today's open is also bullish. indicating that the auction will take out, or it will go to the higher side. So that is what I'm looking from the daily chart. Let me just jump to the market profile chart, and first let me go through what are the reference areas which I was looking at. So if you see the overall context, we have an excess here. Sellers started stepping in here. The value is developing here. Okay, we also have a small access here. Then yesterday, sellers again started stepping in, and below this, so it cleared all the single prints, and buyers started coming in at this level. Okay, so it cleared all these weaker references, and the buyers then they started winning the auction, and yesterday's close was on the higher side. So this is what the overall context was telling me in Bank Nifty, that even though sellers were trying to push the auction down, buyers were actually the one who were winning the game. So currently the control is with the buyers. And other thing is, we have a small gap, so we have a small gap. So if you see, let me just maximize, just maximize the or yeah, zoom in the chart. So we have a sort of a gap up opening. So gap up opening meaning, so this is today's high, this is the today's opening, and what happened is, the auction did not reach, so it did not fill this gap. So there is a gap of, I would say, uh, I don't know how many points, but let me just measure it. What, how many points is this gap? So this is the continuous chart which I'm looking at. So this is a gap of 29.20, or you, let's say it's a gap of 30 points. Okay, so so this gap has not got filled. So this is the zone, or this is the area which I'll be carrying forward for the coming trading sessions. And what's happening is, at this point of control, buyers have started stepping in. you know so this is a good indication that overall auction is with buyers. So avoid shorting the market. And as Jim Dalton always says, if the gap is not getting filled, then just go with the flow, and just go where the auction is developing. So that is the what Jim Dalton always says. And some of the reference areas which could have marked is the point of control of the 13th of November, and you could have seen what's happening at that level. So there was a sort of rejection. So A period, then the B period started moving up, the C period again started moving up, and then again it fell around the POC level, and again buyers started stepping in at the POC level. So this would have given a good hint that currently the auction is with the buyers. Overall confidence is good for these buyers. So high buying confidence, low selling confidence, and this was a good trade location where you could have entered, targeting today's high, or the C period high. Okay, so the C period is nothing but, if you see the overall auction, the C period is a level of exactness which is of the 13th of November, wherein it was a high, and some points below or some ticks below, that's where the seller started stepping in. So this also became a weaker reference. So once the point of control got tagged, maybe somewhere here or maybe somewhere here is, you could have taken a long trade, keeping a stop loss at today's low, targeting the today's high. So if that was the thought process you had, then you could have made very good money. So this is today's high, or I would say, so it was a 176 points move. Pretty good move for Bank Nifty if you are a very cautious trader like me who's trading with one lot. So that's what the overall context was telling me. Other thing is, if we see, we are having again more of a balanced profile. So we are at a stage of equilibrium where both buyers and sellers are equal, and today's overall balance is within, if you see, if we merge this week's, or this week's profile, so this is where the overall value has been developing, and overall value is higher. So higher the odds that you need to short the markets. Just wait for a good wait, just wait patiently, because overall, overall the market looks bullish, even though the sentiments are negative. But what market generated information is telling me is that overall, the bank Nifty is still in the bullish state. Today also there was some news catalyst, of Vodafone and Airtel saying, some loss of some 10, some 70, 60, 70, I don't know how many thousands or 10 thousands of crores. So that was a negative news, and there was some negative news, which was trying to trying to push or push the market down. But overall, what the market generated information is telling is, even though of so many negativity, the auction is still building higher, the value is still building higher, and we are looking still at the bullish scenario. So some of the reference levels, which I'll be taking forward for Bank Nifty for trading on Monday. It is, these are the some of the reference levels, which I'll be taking forward. And one more thing, which scenario which is currently I'm thinking is, yesterday's was nothing but like a pullback. So whoever missed the boat, the buyers started stepping in, and today now the market is again auctioning higher, and what's now we need to see what's happening at this 31,250 levels, because this single print zone, it will be getting clear. Okay, so this is what I'm currently understanding from the market generated information. Now let me quickly jump to the Reliance chart. And Reliance is sort of balancing. It's neither going up, it's neither going down. As soon as the market reaches higher or the auction reaches higher, sellers are stepping in, and when the auction reaches lower, buyers are stepping in. So it's trading in a more of a balanced range. And let's quickly jump to the market profile chart and see what the scenario or the market generated information is telling. Okay, so yesterday we had a B shape. Also, we had a prominent point of control. And if you see at this prominent point of control, a sort of rejection was seen. So there was no continuation to the lower side, and buyers started stepping in. So when this type of thing happened, what should be your reference area, or what should be your good trade location? So your good trade location is what's happening at this reference level. Okay, so this would be a good entry to enter for a long, keeping a stop loss at today's low or at B period low. If you have taken this, this would be a good trade location, targeting the overall top or the yesterday's high. So this was easily achieved in the C period, and once the stop hunting happened, then we are just developing sideways, and the auction again came back within the range. So this is what is happening. So more of balancing thing is currently happening in the Reliance, and I'm not seeing any such wild moves. So overall, if we see, previously the inventory was short, then now the inventory is long. So again we'll be seeing some sort of inventory adjustment break, and again then the market will again start into balancing mode. So this is what I'm expecting or anticipating in Reliance. Now let me quickly jump to the crude oil, and crude actually gave pretty good indications of going short right from today's opening. So that I'll share from the market profile chart. So what's happening is it's again trading in a big range, and this is a swing level. This is a swing level high, wherein sellers started stepping in. So let me just quickly jump to the market profile chart to explain you why. I was telling you that there were references for going short in crude right from the open. So this is the US session, and what you see first data point is we have this poor lows. Okay, that is one data point. Second data point is it was more of a double distribution, and there was a big single print zone, which was there. And yesterday there was inventory announcement, and this move is nothing but the inventory move. So if you see today, so today's open is within the lower balance or the lower distribution. And what is happening is, so this is also a second data point. So first data point was the poor low, and this is the second data point is where the auction is opening in the overnight market. So as the auction is opening in the lower sort of a balance, then higher the odds that the weaker reference or the poor lows will get clear. So it got clear. Then there was again a poor low, AB low happened. This was a sort of a pullback. This was a sort of pullback. And what happened is, this is where you at 4100 is where you could have taken or taken a short position, keeping your first target at this point of control of the 13th of November, of this US session. Because currently what is happening is we also had a single print zone. So in this single print zone, this balance was formed. So indicating that this auction is okay. There is acceptance in this single print zone. Okay, so there will be rejection in this single print zone, but there is acceptance in the single print zone. So sellers will be strong, and sellers started stepping in, and right now they are taking the auction lower. And currently what we are seeing is buyers have started stepping in at this level, at the US session lows. So now we need to see, how the auction is. If it is spending more time here, then will be, so overall if you see, the inventory is short. Inventory is pretty short. So we'll be seeing a sort of balancing, and then we'll be seeing, clearing this short inventory, because there are multiple references, or weaker references, intraday references. So there is this halfback level, there is this halfback level, there is this halfback level. So there are three halfback levels also. This low and this low is pretty close by. Also we have a poor low, of here. So we need to see, how, if it is balancing, or developing here, keep a long position, keep a stop loss here, and target, this halfback level or the point of control. So this is what I'm currently understanding from the market generated information for the crude oil. So with that, I would like to end this session, and would request you to please do like, subscribe, and press the bell icon. If this video is helping you, if this video is making sense, and whatever my efforts, they are helping you. And please do feel free to subscribe to my YouTube if you are not my subscriber. Please do visit my website. Also, please do feel free to check the, what is my performance level. I have linked the Google sheet in the YouTube description. Feel free to check that. Also, do follow me on Twitter. Do follow me on my Telegram channel to get all the updates. So with that, I'll be just ending this video. Have a great weekend, and let's see how the auction develops on Monday. Bye for now, guys. Take care and happy and safe trading.